Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This video is going to be all about timeless trends, and it's kind of something I did see another YouTuber do something similar to this, but it's something I do think about every time I go shopping. I thought it could be useful to do something that's more in the vein of you can buy these whatever year, whatever kind of, whether it's autumn, winter, early spring, and it will still be on trend and you won't feel outdated. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get into it. I think we should start with something that I've briefly mentioned before in my other video, and that's metallics. I mentioned that I really like metallics and they do feel really timeless to me already, but I want to talk about the exact kind of like items you can buy in this where it will be fine season after season and you don't have to worry. Because I know right now, for instance, silver trousers are trending, which I talked about in my video of the trends that I don't like. And I think it's just more of a wider concept of when you shop individual pieces, it can be a little bit risky to go in on what's trending that year. And it can be a lot more foolproof to do it in accessories, jewelry, or like just smaller pieces in general, where if you kind of meld it into another outfit, it's not exactly the feature point, it's more of, a side point to the rest of the outfit, if that makes sense. So I'd say trousers are a main point of the outfit. It's taking up kind of 2/3 of your body if you think about that, depending on where your hips are. But if you were to shop metallics in like a top instead, by that logic, you've only got 1/3 of your body in metallics. Does that make sense? So, it's less of a feature of your outfit. You're still really on trend, but you're not making a complete statement with this item. If you want to think about it that way. The other way to think about it is metallics are always going to be in style. They're shiny, they're glittery, they're very like a luxurious fabric, I would say. They kind of represent luxury, so they're always going to be on trend in Christmas. So if you like them in trousers, or you like them in, a long silver coat or whatever, you'll still be fine to wear them year after year. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if you want to get something that's a little bit out of your style, it's better to buy it in a smaller size than in a main focal point, so you can interweave it more easily with outfits. So the way I really like metallics is in, accessories like jewelry, bags, because I just think it's so easy to wear with everything. And they really do just seem like winter to me. So if you have like a silver clutch, you can pair that with pretty much any outfit in your wardrobe and it's gonna have like that wintry feel. Next is like headgear and gloves and kind of like wintry accessories. I think this is something that is going to definitely come back year after year. Like, it gets colder in winter, that is a fact, and you're always going to reach for, warming accessories in that cold weather. So this is kind of one where I would completely ignore trends and really go in for what you feel speaks to you, what you feel like represents your personality, what your style is. So for example, this season red is trending, but if you're not normally a red person, like I'm not normally a red person, I do like it in small quantities, but if I'm not sure it's what I want to wear year after year after year, I shouldn't go for red in these like long-standing accessories. Choosing the item instead in your favorite kind of color or fabric or material print, if that's what you want to go for rather than plain, is the best way to ensure it's durable and you can bring them out year after year and you're not buying into it every year, because that can be so expensive. Like a good hat and scarf, especially if you want to go matching, can set you back like 60 to 80 pounds, I think, right now in the UK. And especially buying a matching set can be really hard secondhand, so you often do have to buy firsthand. So it's better to buy in a fabric or a colour that is going to last longer. I also think this is such a fun one to really make your personality and your own style shine out of, because you have so much to pick from. There's so many different accessories. Like just in headwear alone, you have like knitted bobble hats, you have baseball caps, earmuffs if you don't want a whole hat, you have those like furry whole head wrap things which are so cool, you have like balaclavas and those like proper like whole head ones. I will put a reference photo because I don't know what they're called. Bucket hats, like the headwear opportunities alone are insane. But then when you come to like gloves, you can have like big mittens, you can have like finger gloves, you can have fingerless gloves, you can have ones that like attach around the neck or not, which are really cute. They're quite a classic look, they're quite vintage inspired to me, and that can be another really good way of ensuring that you're not buying trendy. I think some things just say like vintage to me, even you know, not quite vintage, like 90s. That kind of style feels like it's always going to be cool, so buying something that reminds you of that style is a good like rule of thumb. This is going to be a bit all over the place, but we're having fun. The next kind of like more overarching fabric choice is just heavy fabrics. As I said, like Christmas feels like a luxurious time, like you're indulging yourself, you're indulging others, you're eating a lot, whatever. You feel like you want to feel luxurious. So heavy fabrics are a really easy way to do that, and you're going to want to feel like that every year. So ergo, you're going to want heavy fabrics every year. This works in my mind. I don't know if this works in everyone else's, but like corduroy, velvet, satin, denim, shearling are all like heavy fabrics. They feel durable, so they can last a long time. Like heavy wool sweaters as well. I've just bought a really cool Christmas jumper that I'm really excited to share with you when it arrives from Depop. And I've bought it because it's in a really classic pattern, like really like 90s inspired, which I think will obviously last the test of time and become like a staple in my winter wardrobe. And B, it looks like it's in a really heavy knit fabric, which I don't think you can really get anymore, or you're spending like hundreds of pounds. This one only cost me £30. So yeah, I literally almost immediately bought it when I saw it, which I don't normally do. Normally I take like ages to think about something, but I saw it and I knew. I had a vision of me wearing this jumper for like years to come. So I'm really excited to show you guys that. But it kind of does prove my point, like heavy, luxurious fabrics that feel expensive, you're always going to want to wear them around winter. I think probably the best example of this, like I said, a Christmas jumper or like a cable knit jumper. This is such a classic like piece that we see. When I think of a classic Christmas movie, I know that a character in there is going to be wearing like a cream like fisherman sweater, cable knit, and it just looks so classic, so timeless. It's just one of those things that really exemplify winter and Christmas to me. So there's like, look out for items like that really make you feel like Christmas, and buy into them because they're never going to go out of style. Kind of in the same vein is fluffy fabrics, literally the same as above. Anything that's adding like a layer of coziness when it's freezing cold outside, it's snowing, it's raining, depending on where you live. We don't get much snow in the UK. You're going to be so thankful for in the long run, and it can also just make you feel so like wintry. Like if you are wanting to buy into a specific item for winter and you're not sure what fabric to go to or whatever, I would always go teddy. Like it's just a fail proof. It's gonna work, it's gonna last the test of time. So like from a hoodie and a jumper to like a bucket hat. I have an old black bucket hat that's in a teddy fabric, and I don't know where it is. I lost it in the move, but I am mourning that bucket hat, so I think I'm probably going to buy something new to replace it. And I've actually just bought some earmuffs, which are in this fluffy fabric, and it really just makes you feel like you're coming in from the cold and having a hot chocolate kind of vibe to me, like fluffy fabrics. I don't know. Okay, next kind of one I've written down is maxi coats. In winter, I feel like the general rule of thumb is just longer hemlines. You want more fabric on you to keep out the cold. It's just like common sense science. So, ignoring trends which are like cropped jackets are in this season, which I actually did mention in my other video, can be a really good way of avoiding regretting a purchase. You will never regret buying a maxi coat or like, a longer hemline coat, because when you just want to like pop down to the shops and it's freezing cold outside, you're not going to reach for like, a cropped jacket just so you're on trend. No, you want to be warm. You want to wrap yourself up in a wool maxi coat. It just makes sense. More like specific is like tights, socks and leg warmers. I would again buy into these and buy them in warm fabrics and buy them in colours that you like. Obviously a good rule of thumb is neutral colours, they go with more, but you know, if you're a massive fan of burgundy, which is the other trend for this season, then buy into it in burgundy and always whip it out like every year, because you know you like burgundy, so it will stand test of time. And you will always need these like warming layers every winter, so it doesn't make sense to buy them in like a 5-minute trend. In my opinion, if you love the colour and it happens to be trending that season, then buy into it, but don't necessarily take that into your consideration when making the purchasing decision. And also they're really good for adding interest to an outfit. Like if you're, you know, wearing like the most basic outfit, but you've got on a pair of cute leg warmers or like coloured tights, then it's just going to elevate one step further. Heavy footwear is next, and it just makes sense again. Like boots, Uggs, dad sneakers are always going to be in because they feel more robust. You know, you're going out and it's icy outside, it's wet outside, it's cold. You want more protection between your foot and the elements. So you're never going to regret buying into like heavier boots for winter. No one is stepping outside in like 5 degrees or below in ballet flats unless, you know, they're truly for the cause. And if you are, I applaud you. Can be me. And these can be so cute if you do pair them with like thick leg warmers or socks. So like having your thick boots and then having a pair of like knitted socks like underneath, like so you can see them, they're like layered over. Such a look, such a classic look. It's really 90s to me, which is, you know, quite a style inspiration, and I think that's just such a classic. Like you're never not going to be like timeless. I think I've kind of touched on this with other points, but like bigger silhouettes in general do sort of crop up more in winter year after year. So like big puffer coats, or like, you know, big scarves, or, you know, thick earmuffs which are like half the size of your head, or those big like head wraps I spoke about, bigger boots like big rain boots or snow boots or something, or like a fleecy teddy hoodie are just, they just say winter to me. Like that's never changed. I feel like it's almost like the ski aesthetic in itself is never going to go out for winter as well. So there's a couple of like motifs here you could go with, like the 90s winter trend. I'll put some examples of what I mean there. And the ski winter trend are just like so classic. You're not going to beat them. You'll like buy into it and it will last you forever pretty much. But yeah, as I was saying, bigger silhouettes, like in the winter you don't really see anyone with a slim silhouette. Like anyone going out on a Friday night that doesn't have a coat on, like a big maxi coat, I feel bad for them. Like it could not be me again. Or like if someone's like, you know, walking down Oxford Street seeing the lights and they've got a really slim silhouette, like a crop jacket, little skirt, and ballet flats, I worry about them. Last one is like darker or neutral colors, which I kind of touched on. Specifically darker though, as a general rule of thumb to me, if I'm buying something that I want to last over the seasons, which I generally am, I go for it in a darker color. I'm not really one to gravitate towards lighter colors. It's something I'm trying to sort of intersperse into my wardrobe gradually. But yeah, I do sort of think that darker colours will stand the test of time better. Like say this colour pink, I love it, but it might not be in season. Maybe like next year or the year after that, and it might be really outdated because another shade of pink is trending, like slightly lighter or slightly, you know, different. But burgundy, for example, the other trending colour of this season, is such a classic color. It's like almost a neutral in its own right. Like there's neutrals that we know of, like brown, black, white, and then there's neutral colors. Like I'd say like, you know, darker, like olive green, burgundy, like a navy feels almost like a neutral in that respect. You can pair it with so much that it is a neutral. I think burgundy is a really good example of this because it did branch off from red, which was the initial trending colour of this season. Back in fall, everyone was wearing red, but burgundy has kind of come in as an alternative to like the people that aren't really short on bright colours. They know that burgundy is, you know, a safer colour. It's going to stand the test of time. It's not as loud. It can go with more. So it does kind of make sense. Like, out of the two, burgundy is the safer choice. You know you're going to be able to wear it next year, the year after that, the year after that, and it won't clash with the trending colour of the season as much, in my opinion. So like, say next season we're actually all wearing cobalt blue, and that is the trending colour of the season, but you have bought like 5 things in cherry red, which is the colour of this season. Yeah, you can make it work probably. I don't think I could, but someone better at it. But it's going to clash. Versus burgundy, you can make that work with so much more. I'm sure cobalt blue and burgundy wouldn't look, I don't know how it would look, but it wouldn't look as bad. I know that. So I guess that's everything I have to say, but I do really want to hear your guys' thoughts on this and whether you think I've missed out like a good rule of thumb about this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking on my videos of all the videos here, and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye.